Over 50% of American daily calories now come from ultra-processed foods. I think we're missing the forest through the trees. And what I mean by that is we've been celebrating dye bans while still consuming the same amount of calorie bombs. It's substituting something evil for something of a slightly lesser evil, but if we're honest with ourselves, it's still evil. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Own It Show. I'm your host, Justin Roethlingshoefer. And if it is your first time here, again, I just want to welcome you. And actually, even if it's not your first time, because we've had a lot of repeat listeners over the course of the last few months. And quite frankly, it's so exciting just to see the spread of the Own It Show into different people's environments and ecosystems, and just helping to empower, equip, and educate them to take ownership of their health. And I love getting videos, I love getting text messages and DMs just about the life change that this has created, or the epiphanies that it's opened up in your lives. And so continue to keep those coming, because I value those immensely. And quite frankly, I don't know if there's any content creators out there, but people who have been doing podcasts, or people who put social media content out, or just people who are trying to change the world and do a great thing, sometimes it feels like you're doing it and you're sending out messages to nobody. And so anytime that I get feedback, or anytime that I'm able to hear from somebody, it's exciting. And so keep those coming, and keep keeping on, keep sharing it, and keep going. And so that, like I said, that's the only thing that I ask, is that if this is something that serves you, just simply comment on our page, so that, again, we can just reach more people and send this to somebody that you love. And so today we're diving into something that's a little bit controversial, to be honest with you, because we've seen this Maha movement, and this podcast simply comes because I've had, probably no word of a lie, close to 60 DMs on this topic about food dyes and the new laws that have come out banning Red 40 and some of these other quick components here. But I think we're missing the forest through the trees. And what I mean by that is we've been celebrating dye bans while still consuming the same amount of calorie bombs. And we continue to sit here and think that we're doing something amazing and doing something great, and we're fighting this good fight, when we're, again, just creating substitutions. It's substituting something evil for something of a slightly lesser evil, but if we're honest with ourselves, it's still evil. And so by the end of this show, you're going to see how true health is holistic and not cosmetic. It's not something that just stays here for a moment. It's not something that we can just put lipstick on and say, hey, it sounds good. Because the wins we're celebrating are, hey, the FDA is moving to ban synthetic dye 3. It's not yet done, but it's moving in that direction. And the industry reform efforts from big brands like Kellogg and Mars and Reuters and a lot of these fast food chains completely going seed oil free, and Chipotle talking about all the things that they're doing in that nature, and places that people are eating regularly. It's an awesome thing. And we are using this as proof of progress, but yet it really only scratches the surface, and we have to start to think about the bigger conversation. Because if we step in and we look at it, over 50% of American daily calories now come from ultra-processed foods, or otherwise known as, I'll talk about them as UPFs, ultra-processed foods. And so let's just break that down for a second. We can't even call something a processed food anymore, because America has taken it to the ultra level. And then are we going to go like ultra or extra ultra? Like, it's just so wild to me. And anytime we think about ultra processed foods, it ultimately creates cardiovascular disease, highest versus lowest UPF intake, 17 to 23% increase risk in cardiovascular disease, the number one killer of all Americans. And then all-cause mortality rises 15% per just a 10% increase in ultra processed food consumption. And then we're going to talk about hormones and testosterone use and progesterone and estrogen and early onset perimenopause next week. So be sure to tune in next week. But ultra-processed diets increase body fat and reduce male sex hormones of testosterone, which then we're just told we need more shots of testosterone, even when calories are equal. And so I'm just like sitting here scratching my head, because as we sit and we celebrate that we are taking seed oils out of the diets and we're taking the dyes out, we're still eating ultra processed foods. It's like, hey, let's stop deep frying our French fries in vegetable oil, but let's deep fry them in beef tallow. Well, I hate to tell you, but you're still eating French fries. It's like there's this very large named individual in the health sector. There's many of them, but there's one in particular I'm talking about that has just become a product hawker. Like, he just pushes products to everybody. And there's this new chip brand that everybody's talking about. It's a tortilla chip, organic tortilla chip, deep fried and made in beef tallow. And they're the best thing ever. And everyone's on the rise to eat them. Everyone's on the rise to go this way, but you're still eating a tortilla chip at the end of the day. And so it's not like we're making a choice to go, oh, I'm not going to have the tortilla chip, I'm going to dip it with a carrot. And so the calorical intake is still so high. And that's what we're missing. Because when we think about this, deep fried foods like French fries, like chips, ultimately increase risk of anxiety by 12% and depression by 7%. Because there was a study done at Harvard that actually showed that weekly potato consumption increases diabetes risk by 20%. And it's mostly because when people talk about potato use, it's not sweet potato, it's not a baked potato, it's not some type of boiled potato cut up with a little seasoning. No, it's potatoes in the forms of potato chips, it's potatoes in the forms of French fries, it's potatoes in the form of a baked potato that's fully loaded with sour cream and cheese and chives and bacon bits and all the other things. And so this is what just befuddles me. And when you look at the data, 40% of calories that are ingested by Americans are by food products that the body doesn't know how to break down because they're ultra processed. And so take out the food dyes, take out the seed oils, and they're still ultra processed. We're still not getting any closer. And we're missing the actual win. We're convincing people that they're doing something better when in fact they're still leaning into the evil that sits on this side. So we miss the forest through the trees, because a clearer label doesn't heal the dysfunction that's going on internally. And instead, there's this culture of quick dopamine hits that continues to endure. It's like, hey, we're not going to totally step on everybody's toes about wanting to create a new diet change and really start to help people understand the quality of food in which they should be eating. And we're just going to mask things in the wellness space. I talked about it last week where this wellness kick. And I love wellness. I'm all about wellness. You know what my platform's all about. You know what I'm talking about on a daily basis. I love saunas. I love cold plunges. I love going for runs. I love high rocks races. I love community events. But at the end of the day, we've taken that love and need for this, for showing somebody that they belong, and we've ultimately put it in a wrapping paper and masked it that the inside is still a bomb for somebody, because we're still giving them the mind-altering state beverages. We're still giving them the caloric bombs that are sitting in ultra-processed foods that no longer have these food dyes or some of these other things there. And we're not getting to the root cause and the root core of what's going on, because we as the consumers, we as the individuals, still don't have a reverence for the body in which we sit in. The moment that we start to revere the body that we sit in is the moment that we start to see some change. And I don't want to take us off path of what we see here, of what we're actually calling us to, and what we're, the concept or the purpose of this podcast was to highlight the quality of our food still. But I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the reverence for our body. Because when it says in the Bible that we were created in the image of God, I think a lot of people just say, oh yeah, I was created in the image of God, I know that. But I want you to pause on that for a second. If we sit back, we go, I was created in the image of God. That means that before anybody stepped foot on this earth, you were in mind. Before Adam and Eve were created, you were in mind. And so if you were made in the image of God, even before Adam and Eve were made, that means that Jesus was made in the exact same image that you were made, and thus he was in the Lord's mind even before Adam and Eve were made. And thus, he used the opportunity to create symbolism for the intentionality of how he created you to understand where we were going. Think about this. Adam and Eve were made. He knew he was going to have to send his son Jesus to die on a cross, and thus he wanted us to remember and see it. We are the church. We are the body. We are the temples. And so he gave us 33 vertebrae. Jesus died at 33 years old. He gave us 12 cranial nerves. Cranial nerves responsible for sight, for heartbeat, for reaching, for moving. He gave Jesus 12 disciples to sight, to move, to carry the church, to start the church, to carry out what he actually needed. There's 7 organ systems in our body. 7. the number of completion. And then he created a nerve, the vagus nerve, the vagus nerve that connects the brain and the heart and ultimately governs every aspect of our body, everything that ultimately creates the living organism that we call life. And he shaped it like a cross. And he didn't even stop there. He actually took each and every one of our cells. He made 3 trillion cells have to synergistically work together in order to create life. And then he said, you know what? I want this person to heal and be able to heal from the inside out. So we made every 84 days, 500 million of those cells become completely brand new. That means that every 5 to 7 years, you become a completely brand new cellular human being. When we start to think about that, there's a reverence for our health. There's a reverence for our body. There's a reverence for this thing that we walk in so that we may realize that we can heal, but we have to do things differently and cannot fall victim to the lies and these false beliefs that get put in the media and get put on clickbaity things on Instagram and draw us in and say, hey, we're seeing a massive change because they took food dyes out so I can still eat Starburst. No, there's still garbage in Starburst. Hey, they took it out of Skittles. We can still feed our children Skittles. No, feed them something differently. I can still go eat French fries every day at this place because now they use beef tallow. Or I can have chips. Instead of eating Doritos, eat these masa chips because they're based in beef tallow. No. It's not what that means. It's just a substitution. It's not healing. Because true health begins with nervous system regulation, not substitutions. We have to remove the additive culture, the dyes, the synthetic wellness labels, the paleo, the keto, the gluten-free, the seed oil-free. Those are all great, but what's in it? What are we ingesting? And we have to start to restore physiology, restore the rhythms of our life, restore the rhythms and the patterns of how we operate daily, and become aware to those things. What drives us to those foods? What drives us to start to mask these things? What drives us to move in that direction? And when we put ourselves around community that have these same beliefs, not the ones that mask it, the fake wellness. You have processed foods, you have ultra-processed foods, you have mind-altering beverages in a sauna. It's no different than having them in a bar. It's just a different location with the same breakdown. And so we have to start to not just swap the chips and the tallow fries and different types of seed oils, but we have to swipe them for life-giving foods, nutrient-dense foods, prayer over our meals, things that create massive change. And so I want to challenge you here, and I want to bring something in a unique way, and you've maybe never even thought about this, and I want you to notice. I want you to eat the way that you're eating right now for the next 7 days. Eat the same way you're eating right now. And for 7 days, I want you to write down your HRV, your sleep quality, and just in general, how your mood and energy are. 7 days, that's it. Write that down. And then for 7 days, I want you to follow this exact framework. No foods you will eat that have more than 3 ingredients. So every food you eat for 7 days will have 3 ingredients or less. You will drink only purified water, that's it. No sodas, no carbonated beverages, just water, that's it. And then you're gonna have 3 meals a day. And before every meal, I want you to pray over your meal. And if you don't feel comfortable praying, just give gratitude for your meal. But pray over your meal. Thank God for what is here. Pray that what is in each one of these foods, in each one of these foods that has 3 ingredients or less, that it may nourish your body and your cells. And I want you for that week to write down your HRV, your sleep quality, and a number for your mood and your energy. And I want you to notice what happens. And then, maybe only then, you will actually see that what we're celebrating is actually nothing to be celebrated at all. Because all we're doing, again, is masking the truth. We're walking in this area where we don't want to offend people, where we don't want to take a stand, where we don't want to draw a line and say you cannot pass this line, but rather we're like, oh no, we can teeter on it and we can try to compromise our way to something better. I was giving a Holy Health talk to a leadership group last week, and after all of our 3 hours of teaching and going through and creating these rhythms and these frameworks and doing breath work and having revelation and having all these breakthroughs, at the end we started to have questions, and a lot of the questions were, what do you think about this? And well, what do you think about that? And it was like, what do you think about the artificially sweetened beverages? What do you think about the examples I got, the beef tallow chips? And after I gave them answers very similar to what you've heard on this podcast, somebody stood up. She was one of the directors of the leadership team. She stood up and she said, everything I'm hearing here is simply us trying to figure out how we can compromise ourselves out of holding a standard. We're all trying to figure out how we can manipulate our way into getting what we want rather than doing what it is that we know is right. And that, at the end of the day, is what it comes back to. This is the place in which we're called to start healing, is you have to take a stand. Use your body as a living sacrifice, is simply walking in obedience. And sacrifice is not sacrificing your body, but sacrifice rather is being obedient, because being obedient is doing the hard thing. And so that is what I'm calling you to, and that is what I'm challenging you on, because we're not trading color in food, we're trading clarity in mind and body. Cool, you're not having the artificial food dyes, but you're still having the ultra processed foods, which are robbing you of clarity and the ability to move and the ability to feel good and the ability to be naturally not inflamed. Because the goal isn't dye free, it's life filled. And so I really want to invite you to reflect on this, sit on this, and start to ask yourself, how do I step into ownership with this? And hopefully it's with these 2 weeks. 7 days, HRV, sleep quality, and focus and mood tracking while eating how you are, and then go into 3 ingredients or less in every single food that you eat, making sure that you're getting then 3 meals a day, and then making sure that you pray over, and then making sure that each meal has 3 colors on your plate or more. And go through that and track HRV, sleep quality, and again, your mood and your energy. And I'd love you to email me. I'd love you to send me something else. I'd love you to email me. I'd love you to DM me. I'd love you to just send me how this goes for you, because this is going to be the thing that I think wakes you up, and you'll stop getting excited for these clickbaity things that people post on Instagram and the things that people want you to start to see them as the health experts, but really all they're doing is echoing what the rest of the world is saying. Because if you follow the trends, everybody's excited about this right now. They're excited about the new age wellness boom. But the new age wellness boom is simply just a mask because you can make money there again. It's a commodity. And so we cheer when cereal dyes go away, but even as we keep pouring body-damaging oils into our bloodstream, removing the color doesn't equal clearing the toxicity that's eating us up. And until we take a stand for that, and you want to live differently, and you want to be the one that's different, and you want to be the one that sets the tone, and you want to be the one that changes the trajectory for your family, it's at that point that things will start to change. Because the calorie bombs, the undone stress, the dopamine puppet shows that are going on around us in our society, in our culture, and we call it wellness, is just another fallacy that's pulling the wool over our eyes and having us walk as blinded sheep, walking through a shepherd that actually is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Because I want you to let these things land with you. Because Own It is not about removing, it's about restoring. And how do we restore the health of what you're walking in, the reverence of this body that you have? You only get one, so it's time to start fighting like hell for it, because nobody else is going to do it for you. We know success is different, so own your different. And we'll see you guys next week.